The earth trembled. Across the plains of China, a storm was brewing. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we unravel the secrets of ancient mysteries. This was no ordinary tempest, it was the Mongol horde on the move. From the steppes of Central Asia they had come, a whirlwind of horseflesh and steel. Their leader, Genghis Khan, was a name whispered in terrified tones. By the time Kublai Khan, Genghis's grandson, took the reins of the Mongol Empire, much of northern China had fallen. The once mighty Jin Dynasty lay in ruins, shattered by the Mongol war machine. Yet in the south, the southern Song Dynasty clung to survival. They were a formidable obstacle, protected by natural barriers and a vast, sophisticated army. Kublai, however, was not deterred. He had inherited his grandfather's vision, but also possessed a keen intellect and a pragmatic streak. He knew that conquering the south would require more than just brute force. It demanded cunning, strategy, and a deep understanding of his enemy. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations, a conflict that would reshape the destiny of China. The southern Song Dynasty, though facing impossible odds, fought back with the tenacity of a cornered tiger. They would not surrender their independence lightly. Kublai Khan was a study in contrasts. Born a nomad, he held a deep respect for Chinese culture and Confucianism. He could be ruthless in battle, yet he demonstrated a capacity for mercy and administrative brilliance. Unlike his predecessors, who often relied on swift, devastating raids, Kublai understood the importance of logistics and long-term planning. He knew that to rule China, he needed to win over its people, not just conquer their land. One of Kublai's most significant assets was his willingness to embrace new ideas and technologies. He recruited skilled engineers, many of them Chinese, to improve the Mongol army's siege weaponry. He commissioned the construction of a powerful navy, recognizing the strategic importance of controlling China's waterways. This blending of Mongol military prowess with Chinese ingenuity would prove decisive in the wars to come. He surrounded himself with trusted advisors from all corners of his empire, valuing their counsel and expertise. He was, above all, a Khan forged in the fires of conquest, determined to finish what his grandfather had started. The war against the southern Song was a clash of titans, a grinding conflict that raged for decades. The Mongols, masters of mounted warfare, found themselves facing an enemy well prepared for their lightning raids. The Song armies utilized a defense-in-depth strategy, fortifying key passes, establishing warning networks, and deploying highly mobile units to harass the Mongol supply lines. Kublai Khan adapted. He employed Chinese siege engineers to construct powerful trebuchets and catapults capable of hurling massive stones against Song fortifications. He incorporated gunpowder weapons into his arsenal, utilizing their explosive power to devastating effect against enemy strongholds. Realizing the strategic importance of the Yangtze River and China's coastal waters, he poured resources into building a fleet capable of challenging the Song's naval dominance. The Mongols, once masters of the steppes, had become a force to be reckoned with at sea. The year 1276 saw the Mongol noose tightening around the southern Song capital of Hangzhou. For years the city had withstood siege after siege, its defenders repelling Mongol assaults with stubborn determination. But the tide had turned. Kublai's forces controlled the Yangtze River, cutting off critical supply lines and isolating the city. In a desperate gamble, the Song emperor, a mere child, was spirited away from the besieged capital, fleeing south with the remnants of his court. They hoped to escape by sea, to regroup and fight another day. But their dreams of escape were dashed at the Battle of Yamen in 1279. The young Song emperor, trapped aboard his flagship, chose death over capture, leaping into the sea as his empire crumbled around him. The southern Song dynasty, the last bastion of Han Chinese rule, had fallen. With the fall of the southern Song, Kublai Khan stood as the undisputed master of China. For the first time in centuries, the land was unified under a single ruler. In 1271, he proclaimed the establishment of the Yuan dynasty, marking the beginning of a new era in Chinese history. He chose Dadu, modern-day Beijing, as his capital, a strategic choice reflecting his desire to rule from a position of strength in the north, closer to his ancestral Mongol heartlands. Kublai was a pragmatist. He understood that to rule effectively, he needed to find a balance between maintaining Mongol dominance and appeasing his Chinese subjects. He adopted the Chinese administrative system, retaining much of its bureaucracy while placing trusted Mongol overseers in key positions. He embraced Confucian principles, sponsoring the arts and education, and even attempting to introduce a Confucian-style civil service examination system. He reopened the Silk Road, which had fallen into disuse during the tumultuous years of conquest. Merchants, missionaries, and adventurers flocked to Kublai's court, drawn by the promise of wealth and the allure of the exotic East. Imagine a world where Kublai Khan's conquests had failed. The Mongol Empire would have crumbled sooner, leading to a fragmented Asia. Trade routes like the Silk Road might have diminished, altering global commerce. China's cultural and technological advancements could have been delayed, impacting innovations worldwide. The power dynamics in Europe and the Middle East would have shifted, potentially preventing the rise of certain empires. This alternate history underscores the profound impact of Kublai Khan's success on our modern world. As we delve into this hypothetical scenario, consider the vast network of connections that were forged under Mongol rule. The Silk Road, a critical artery of trade and cultural exchange, would have withered. Goods, ideas, and technologies that once flowed freely across continents might have been stifled, changing the course of global history. In China, the Yuan dynasty's contributions to art, science, and governance could have been stunted, delaying the nation's progress by centuries. The ripple effect would be felt worldwide, as other civilizations missed out on these innovations. Europe and the Middle East, regions that adapted and evolved in response to Mongol influences, might have taken different paths. The absence of a common adversary could have altered alliances and conflicts, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. This thought experiment reveals the intricate web of historical events and their far-reaching consequences. Kublai Khan's triumphs were more than just conquests. They were catalysts for a world that continues to be shaped by his legacy. If you enjoyed this exploration of history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights.